Welcome to another episode of Erik Wait Whiskey Studies. In this video, I'm going to do a review of the Kilbeggan single pot still Irish whiskey. So most single pot still Irish whiskeys sell for anywhere between say $60 and $120. Some of the best ones right around $100. Most of those coming from Middleton Distillery. So this one, really want to find out, is this a bargain? Is this really a high quality price ratio single pot Irish whiskey? Especially since single pot Irish whiskey is sort of the flag of Irish whiskey. But before we get into this, here are my notes. The Kilbeggan single pot still Irish whiskey is from Kilbeggan Distillery, originally founded in 1757. It was mothballed in 1957 and then reopened in 2007. The whiskey is made from a mash bill of malted barley, unmalted barley, and 2.5% oats. It is double distilled, aged in ex-bourbon casks from 8 to 9 years. It's bottled at 43% alcohol by volume and sells for anywhere between $34 and $40. So, golden in color. On the nose, I get apples, maybe a little bit of pear, and definitely some citrus. It has a very distinctive grainy note and a hint of beer. A little bit of maltiness, just a hint of vanilla and some baking spices. On the palate, the whiskey is very sharp. The alcohol has a bite, even though it's only at 43% alcohol by volume. It is dry from the front, in the middle, and into the finish. Doesn't really have a whole lot of sweetness at all, and has a very distinctive sort of a beer bitterness. Get the apple, the citrus, a little bit of vanilla, a heavy, spicy finish. Not a whole lot of change or variance from front to the middle and into the finish. And when I first opened it up, did a neck pour, it was really a lot of new make character to it. It seems very youthful. Now, the bottle doesn't say that it's 8 to 9 years old, but online resources all seem to indicate that it's in that age range. However, I would say this whiskey is actually drinking more like a 4-year-old whiskey. I would like it to have a little bit more sweetness, particularly up front. I like a whiskey that starts off sweet and then perhaps goes savory or goes dry towards the end. Mostly what lingers is a spiciness, and there's a very distinctive grainy beer note to it. I'm glad that that sort of new make character starts to go away as you get through the neck and down past the shoulders. And if you put it on ice, the vanilla character does come up a little bit. You get a lot more of the cask character of the whiskey. But I gotta say, overall, the whiskey is not impressive. If you want a really good representative of a single pot still Irish whiskey, this is not where I'm gonna go. However, as I said at the beginning of the video, most single pot Irish still whiskeys are, twice as much as this. Even some of them going over $100. However, generally you get what you pay for. And I'm gonna say, you know what? There are a lot of other Irish whiskeys I would rather have that go for far less than this. There are actually half a dozen really good sherry cask whiskeys. Some of them are blends. There are actually some single malts as well from Ireland that go for under $30 that I would rather have than this one. So, is it worth $40? Well, I'm gonna give it a score of 83 points. And if you're familiar with my point scoring, that's sort of on the lower side. And so I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna give this whiskey a pass. It's not a bad whiskey, but I'm really surprised that in 2020, the Whiskey Advocate named this number 8 out of their top 20 of 2020. I don't know what they were drinking, but there's no way in the world they could be drinking what I'm drinking and come to that conclusion. There are just far too many better Irish single pot still whiskeys out there on the market that would absolutely blow this away. Alright, I want to thank you very much for watching this video. If you've not yet subscribed and you like watching my videos, I ask that you subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when I go live. And if you're one of my Patreons, I want to thank you very much for supporting this channel. Until next time, cheers. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and check out these other whiskey videos.